I made a Mandalorian helmet because I was bored. And you're gonna watch me make it, or if you don't, I'm gonna do a Kurt Cobain impression. My name is No Life Props, and I'm gonna make something. Now you may ask yourself, why do I make it? Why do I make helmets? Why don't I just buy a Black Series helmet? I can't afford a Black Series helmet. Well then how can you afford to make all of these helmets? A good question indeed. Now, other than funding it by my side hustle. Damn you, California. And your metal straw rules. They're actually really cheap to make, around $40 to $50 each helmet. So definitely way cheaper than the $150 that Hasbro wants. And I can customize it to my own liking. Which means, since I'm in charge, it will be perfect. Or as perfect as I want it to be because I'm lazy and I don't want to exert much effort. Also, I just found the spinny chair. I'm gonna have fun with this for a while. This is a 3D printer. A majestic clanker it is. This is what makes the raw print. It makes the helmets out of plastic, so I don't have to. How does a 3D printer work, you might ask? Magic. Magic. Now, for those of you who actually do 3D print and know things, unlike me, you may be curious, what's the layered height? What PLA are you using? Whose files are they? I'm not gonna answer you here, but this should. I'm not gonna tell you. I like to gatekeep. Now, when I take a print off the printer, it doesn't look perfect, but I want it to look perfect. So I have to do things that I don't want to do, like sanding, painting, all the other stuff. I'm not gonna go into more detail because I really don't like it. And now I have to go do that. Now, when a part comes off the printer, it usually has some layer lines. We don't like those. We're gonna fix that with some epoxy resin. When you mix the two parts, it becomes kind of like a thick liquid. Now we're gonna take this thick liquid and brush it onto the parts. And now we wait for those to cure, which usually takes about a day. But thankfully, the main helmet is already done, because in fact, I started this project months ago, but I'm only getting around to it now because, believe it or not, I'm lazy. Now the resin made it pretty smooth, but it's not smooth enough. I'm not happy. So what we're gonna do about that is we're gonna take some 80 grit and power tools. We're just gonna like, sand it all down, you know? And this is gonna make it really smooth, but you have to trust the process. Now this also produces a lot of dust, and it says to wear a respirator while sanding, but I won't be able to create a good enough product without my creative powder. Now after this is all sanded, it's pretty smooth, but not smooth enough. That's where this red stuff comes in. It's like a paste. I'm gonna put it on here, and then I sand it off. Now I don't care what some cancer warning has to say. I'm still not gonna wear a respirator with this stuff, because it hurts my face. Now that all of this red stuff is on, I can finally sand it back down again. You know what that means, more bumps! Now because of that, it's already really smooth. But to make it even smoother, we're gonna put some of this on this, and a little in here. That's gonna show me where I need to work on. And then we're gonna do those last couple steps a lot. Now it's already super smooth and we can call it good here. But you see that? That's gonna take a lot of time to fix. Thankfully, I have no life. We're doing it anyway. It's gonna look perfect. And now we get to move on to wet sanding. This is probably my favorite part of the entire finishing process. This is gonna give it that perfect, shiny, Beskar feel. You may be wondering, why is this any different? Why is this better than just normal sanding? I honestly couldn't tell you the science behind it. All I know is that it just feels better when it's wet. Wait a minute. It's already super smooth, and this is just one round of wet sanding, 220 grit. I'm gonna sand it up to 1,000, maybe even 2,000, maybe even 3,000. Who knows? All I know is that it's gonna look absolutely amazing. I finished sanding it. I ended up doing 3,000 because I don't know why. I have no good reason as to why. But it looks so good as it is. I don't even want to paint it now. It looks that good. It looks super shiny and crazy smooth. So let me tell you what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna take these side pieces, the little ear greeblies, whatever they're called. We're gonna glue them on right now before we paint. You may ask why. Is there a reason behind that? Absolutely not. No, there's no reason. I don't know why I'm doing it right now. In fact, I waited so long for all this to like dry that like the sun's setting right now. I just made this harder on myself. But we're gonna do it now. So, it's black now.
Black Baby Yoda.
I know what you're thinking. Mando's armor ain't black. Well, that's just because it's the first step in the painting process. See how it's super shiny and glossy? It's that way for a reason. We're gonna add a chrome on top of this to make it look silver. Now, the people in Hollywood who made this, they used a Lumiluster. But that's a $400 paint, and I'm not using that. Most people who make Mandalorian armors and helmets use graphite powder. I can't afford graphite powder. Max, it's like $15 on Amazon. Shut up. Instead, I let my intrusive thoughts win, and I got creative with it. Hi, I'm Max's Intrusive Thoughts, and you may think I'm gonna use a different method for chroming because I'm creative. Well, here's the thing. I'm not actually creative. I'm broke. Indeed I am. I'm gonna use my favorite tasting paint, Spaz Sticks Mirror Chrome. All you do is just shake it up, and then you put it into an airbrush. And hopefully, it's gonna look just like the Mandalorian Spaz Scar. So we'll go do that now. So I only recorded like one pass of the Spaz Sticks. But look at that! It looks like perfect. So here's what we're gonna do. It looks almost perfectly straight out of the forge right now. We're gonna make it dirty. I just spent the last 2 days making this look perfect. Now we're gonna imperfect it. We're gonna use dirty paints like brown, black, whatever else I can find. And we're all gonna put it in like the little crevices so it looks natural. What methods am I gonna use? Black wash, perhaps? I don't know what else. I haven't made a script for this. It's finished. I have successfully made a Mandalorian helmet. I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. This is the way.